Hi, One Stars and fellow YouTubians. Thank you for joining me tonight. And thank you, Donna, for joining us this evening.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
My pleasure. So, tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do.
Oh, well. So my tree has many branches, as I like to say. So where to start? I'm of 29 years this year. I'm a mother of a beautiful soul who's 24 this year, turning 25. I have a fur baby, almost 2-year-old fur baby who, has saved us through this past year and a bit. So she's wonderful. And in my world, the work that I have done for 37 years now is aesthetics. I am an esthetician, and it's the only industry I've ever worked in as an adult. I've had I'm working on my second business now. My first business was, a traditional brick and mortar retail space with staff and all that sort of thing. I did that for many years. I've worked for others. I worked full time for a beauty salon supplier, teaching other estheticians how to use the products that we sold.
Oh.
I do private education for anybody who wants to reach out and do some advanced education, because there's not a lot of choice for that around here. So I do that. I do Akashic record readings because the Akasha is amazing. Anything that you ever need assistance with, it's like right there. You're always going to hear what you need to hear every single time you go in. So that's a big part of what I do. With my aesthetics, I create a complete body, spirit, emotion. I pull all the pieces together because, as you can imagine, with 37 years of experience, especially being an educator as well, I've been fortunate to be trained by many different product companies and to have exposure to not just product manufacturers, but people that are independent of products. So I've taken a lot of excellent training, and so it's brought all these concepts together for me. Everything from Ayurvedic healing to advanced skin analysis to that sort of thing. I pull in compassionate inquiry healing. So I bring all the pieces together to help people heal from the outside, as well as inside, as well as emotionally and spiritually. So I've created and morphed this whole piece that is pretty powerful, pretty healing. It's true healing, no matter what aspect it is. So it's tons of fun. There's lots of things to learn in this world, and there's lots of fun work to do, because the body is an amazing thing. So.
Yeah, I love how you've incorporated everything, from taking the beautifying side of it, the external beauty, and incorporating the internal beauty to deliver that full package.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you for that, Cynthia. Yeah, because it just made sense to me, right? Because absolutely everything that's going on inside us is going to show up out here.
Yeah.
And everything that's going on in here is going to show up internally in internal organs, as well as physicality, the way we move, as well as skin systems, right? So yeah, it's been fun kind of pulling it all together and just going, oh, it's so interconnected. It's really awesome.
Absolutely. Again, I love that. Hi, Katrina. Thanks for joining us. I love that because so many people feel horrible on the inside, yet want their outer appearance to show beauty. So they go to get the outer fixed, or vice
Yeah,
versa. So, I mean, it's nice to pull it all together and have that cleansing internally and the
absolutely.
externally. It's just unfortunate that as we cleanse and release, it does appear on our skin to release the toxins and stuff. Is there a
Well,
way that we can get around that?
No. Here's my answer. No. Anybody who's worked with me knows that I'm a truth teller. It's like, sorry, I can't give you what I call the fluff and puff version. It's like, here's the hard, real answer, because no, everything is intrinsically connected. And if you're detoxing physically, emotionally, spiritually, it's got to come out. The good news is there's an end to it, right? There's a light at that end of that tunnel, and it's not going to be forever. It's just to have the courage to be able to take the step forward, keep going forward, even if it's a slow process. Keep moving forward, because you will get through it, and you'll be so much the better for it.
Oh, absolutely. The journey isn't always the most pleasant, let's say.
If you're serious about your healing at whatever level, it takes courage, because you've got to face things, and you've got to have self-accountability. You've got to be able to sit in it and go, okay. As a kid, I was my parents for everything that was going on, but now I'm in my 40s and 50s, and I can't keep telling that story, because I've been making my own choices for so long now. We've been making our choices so much longer than we were ever had our choices forced upon us. So it's time to step up.
It is, and to take that responsibility and do that cleansing, that work that needs to be done, because it's amazing. However, one thing that I didn't realize when I call it the big purge, because it was a purge of everything. It was a purge of friendship. It was a purge of materialistic things. It was a purge of beliefs. And you get to that point where you're finally like, oh, I can breathe. And then you peel that next layer of the onion, and you just go a little bit deeper.
Yep, exactly. I know, right? So many people, unfortunately, it's our society. It's the collective consciousness that so many unfortunately think, it's a one-time treatment, and I'm going to be healed. Hallelujah.
Yeah.
It's not one and done. It is not.
No, it's
not one and done. No.
I don't know if once you embark on that journey, go down that road, if it ever is done, because the more you know, the more you realize you don't know, and the more you want to learn, and the more you want to heal. And I don't want to say the journey gets any better. However, from my personal experience, because I've healed certain things in my life, I react differently to the journey.
Right. It's about responding,
yes,
instead of reacting, right? And having an awareness around the fact that, it's okay to have a dark side come out. It's okay. For so long, the healing world and the energetic healing, everybody was, you're supposed to just be positive, just stay positive, and just be in the light and rainbows and unicorns. But, now it's coming forward, and we're talking about, you're not always going to be that way. You're still a soul in a human form, and you're going to have a shitty day, and the shadow side of you is going to come out. And you know what? It's okay. But you learn to recognize it and go, oh, okay, well, why did that bug me when that to me? What do I need to be hearing about that? Right. So
yes.
No, you're right. You get to, as long as you have an awareness, then you have the choice to change your response.
Well,
so it does get better.
It does. And instead of being reactive, you get to be proactive. Instead of getting angry at someone for triggering something or for making you mad, you look at it and you think about, wow, what is going on in my world that I need to look at? Why did that affect me the way it did?
Absolutely, because nobody can make you feel anything.
And why does it take us 40 plus years to figure this out? Like,
because I think if so many of us learned it earlier, I don't know. again, I put it down to we're souls in a human form, and it's all the conditioning, all the beliefs that were not ours, right? The neural pathways that were created in our childhood that it takes many years to get to that point of recognizing it and going, I'm going to make a different choice, and that creates a different neural pathway in your brain.
And it's not even just from the childhood. It could be like ancestral crap that we've carried on and on and on. And I mean, what an amazing feeling for those of us that have ended that ancestral that trait, that it has died with us.
Exactly. I mean, so healing to our ancestors, healing to ourselves,
and our children,
healing to future generations.
It's amazing. And
beautiful.
When it happens, I can physically feel it.
Yeah.
I physically feel that flower blossom. It's amazing.
Yeah. Absolutely. It just opens your heart, right? It just opens your heart and allows for more to come in, and more for us to share. It's so much fun. It's beautiful.
It is.
Yeah.
So with our current state of affairs, how do you feel as a collective? What do you feel is going on do you feel that we are leveling up as a collective, that we are becoming more in tune with who and what we are? Do you see a lot of that in your circle and around you?
Yes, because I choose to, right? I choose my circle. So it's fun on my Facebook feed and that sort of thing. There's beautiful people like yourself and Daphne and Nancy and just Heather, and just so I get to see all the work that everybody's doing. And so, yes, I absolutely do believe that, Jeanette, and like, there's so many, and it's wonderful. So, yeah, there really is. And when we get into the work, you can just feel, right? Like the Schumann resonance this past year and a half. Wow. And, you come together, even with online healing circles and that sort of thing, you still feel that energy. So absolutely. And there's more, even within. So I choose the circles that I find to listen to and to watch and to respond to. And even within the work that I do, the people that I work with, I share that with all of them. whether they're ready to hear it or not, they're going to hear it. But it's interesting because more and more people from mainstream society of the collective consciousness are starting to hear about these things. It's not, many of these healing modalities are not so woo-woo anymore, because more and more people are hearing about it and are open to it. So absolutely, there's more to this, and more people are waking up to it and seeing the benefit of working with us. So it's great.
And I feel it had to happen exactly the way it did, because people had to lose faith in what they believed in and go within again and remember that spiritual side of things, and remember that sixth sense and that intuition, and not listen to the conditioning, not be conditioned anymore, but actually fall back into who we truly are. And I'm so grateful for the people like you and Daphne and Jeanette and Nancy and all of them who, our journey hasn't been the easiest, but it prepared us for now, so that we can be the healers and the teachers and the guidance, and provide guidance with people.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. Because not everybody is going to want to take their energy work and their learning about energy work to the same levels that we do.
Mm-hmm.
But if they're open to receiving our modalities, even that in itself is so healing to them that they have I think a lot of them don't even have an awareness of how powerful and good they're doing for themselves. So even if they leave it at a level of going, okay, I'm ready to receive these treatments and these healing modalities. I'm good with that. I don't need to learn anymore. I don't need to do it myself. I'm just going to be the receiving, and that's okay, so because everybody's at a different place. We all have our different gifts. These gifts are not for everybody, and that's okay. So we all have to be different. If we were all the same, life would be pretty boring.
And the amount of people that are just coming into their gifts is spectacular.
Isn't it fun? Yeah.
Yes, I love it. Especially in children.
Oh, well, they come by it naturally. They don't even have to think about it, right?
No. No, it's beautiful that it's being so much more accepted.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. So with that, with bringing up children, I know a lot of times, as you had just mentioned, children, it comes by them naturally and they're conditioned to let it go. They're conditioned to think that, it's an imaginary friend or it's this or it's that. So something I always ask my guests is, have you ever remembered something you didn't know you forgot, whether it be from childhood, whether it be from going through the Akashic records? It's always an interesting question.
It is a very interesting question.
Hi, Lauren. Thanks for joining.
I think the probably the closest thing that comes to my mind for that, Cynthia, is the connection that I had with my mother. And then even really not really realizing why, but we had that thing where, because we didn't talk on the phone every day. We weren't that kind of mother-daughter thing. We'd talk once a week, once every 2 weeks, once a month sometimes, heck, if either of us was really busy. But whichever of us phoned, we'd be like, oh, hi. Oh, hey, I was just thinking of you. You beat me to the phone, So I believe we had, a connection in our thought waves with each other, and didn't even give it any second thought. So that's probably something that I came to a realization more of since she's passed, and since I've been really, and interestingly enough, it's been since she's passed, which is a decade now, 10 years this January, that I really have up-leveled my personal healing journey and my own energy healing work and that sort of thing. So yeah, interesting.
Yeah. Do you find she communicates with you a lot now?
Oh God, yes. Yes. Yep. There was one time, even a little, she drew a little face in the steam on my microwave door one time. I was busy cooking supper. So, there's a boiling pot on the stove, and the steam rises to the microwave door. And I was busy on my computer, working, doing stuff. I looked up to check on things, and I looked up and went, no, what? Really? Yeah, she drew a little smiley face in the steam on the mic. I ran upstairs to my hubby and my kiddo, and I said, okay, did you guys come downstairs and I didn't notice you, and you put this little happy face thing on the door? They looked at me like I had 3 heads. They're like, what? So it's like, you guys need to come and look at this. Look at this. Look what this is on. Grandma was here. So she does things like that. She was a smoker, so whenever we smell cigarette smoke, we know she's around.
Yeah.
So yeah, oh yeah, she's around often. So
that's wonderful. Was she a jokester like that when she was?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, that's lovely.
Yeah. Not in your face, not all the time, but every now and then she'd have a really good funny. So yeah.
That's awesome. I love that. I love hearing stories like that of the connection and feeling that tether, that connection, that soul connection to someone.
Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. So, even though she's not physically here, which is tough, and grief is a funny thing, I don't think you ever get over it. It just
Mhm.
morphs into something that you can just, it is, right? It just becomes what it is. Um, and it morphs. And, I know for myself, I've lost my mom and my stepmother and one of our dads and that sort of thing. And so, you go through time and you're good for a long, long time, and you laugh and you get those, they're with you, and so you talk to them. And then every now and then you just have to have a really good old cry. you know, the energies and that feeling really, really big, and it just has to come out. And I think that's another way of connection, and it's good.
Mhm.
So it's yeah, it's fun. But yeah, she's always around, and so I talk to her still.
Of course.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, and if she leaves me little messages, I'm like, okay, what's up? Who do I need to talk to now, Mom?
Yeah. Do you find it difficult to decipher what the message is, or do you find that she leaves a sign and then all of a sudden, poof, the universe sends you this message? You need to call so and so, or that, yeah,
Or I literally just go inside to my heart space
yeah.
to, and I just ask. I'm just like, okay, Mom, you were here. What do I need to know? What do you need me to know? What do you need me to do? What's up? And I get my answer. And then I take action. That's the big difference, right?
Yes.
So many people get messages or things and they don't trust it. And so they keep digging, or they keep asking the next person for a reading, and they keep asking the next person for a reading, a different kind of reading, a different healing, but they never take action on what the person who did the reading for them tells them to do, right? And that's so really, really important. When you have a reading with somebody and you're given action steps that will move you towards your healing, towards what you need to be doing, towards what you want in your life, you need to do it. Just do it. And again, it's not always easy, right? Sometimes
Yeah.
it takes courage, and you got to suck it up and step forward and do it. Because if you don't do these action steps, right? If you don't make a change, you're going to keep sitting in what you're sitting in. And so if your spirit team is talking to you and you don't do anything, pretty soon they're going to stop talking. They're going to go, whatever, she doesn't listen anyway.
Yep.
So,
And I've been there. I'm sure at one point or another, we've all been there. And then you ignore until you get hit in the back of the head with a 2x4.
exactly.
And then you can't ignore anymore. And then you ask yourself, why didn't I just do this from the get-go?
Well, because again, it's not always it. Sometimes they give you things that are a little distasteful, but
Yes.
eat the frog first.
Yeah, it'll make but then I guess you don't learn the lesson, and I don't know. I believe it all plays out the way it's supposed to. So if we
And
ignore it 10 times and the 11th time we do it, that's how it was supposed to happen.
absolutely, yeah, because each time you hear a message, each time something comes to you, you are in a different place. The first time you
Absolutely.
hear a message, it might be so huge that you just can't even comprehend it. It's just like it blows your mind, and you're just like, you're in shock. You're like, what do I do with that? So then you get the message again in a slightly different way because you're with somebody different or whatever. Or
Yeah.
even if you're with the same person having another reading, it just comes back at you again. And then and the thing that a lot of people don't know is, even if now I said earlier, take the action steps, do it. But the good news is, even if you don't take a strong step, your subconscious is working with spirit and working with your soul and your spirit team, and you're going to have changes going on even without you having to know about it. So
Exactly. Once that seed is planted,
yeah,
subconsciously you hear things that pertain to that. You pick it up out of conversations, out of television shows, out of things you're reading. And then it sparks that interest, like you said, without you even realizing it.
yeah,
And then you may get another reading, or, something may happen that triggers it, and you remember it and you think, oh, well, and then you put it on the back burner again until something else triggers it. So, and I mean, again, I've walked that path as well. So I've walked many.
I think we all did when we started on this journey. We're like,
Yeah.
I don't know if I can trust this, but
Well, you ask for a sign and you get a sign, and then you're like, if that was a sign, show me a sign. Okay, so was that just a coincidence? I need another sign to prove that that sign was a sign for the first sign.
I know, I know. It's like people expect a sign to be held up. It's like, that's not going to
So when
happen.
you get the 2x4.
Yeah,
It's like
exactly.
the child that says to the mom, why are you always screaming? Well, the first 10 times I asked you politely, you didn't hear me.
Exactly. Yeah.
So this has gone by very quickly. We're coming to an end. I know. So in closing, is there anything you would like to say to our viewers? Any message, any words of wisdom?
It's pretty simple. You are enough.
Powerful, short, sweet, but extremely powerful. Hi, Ryan. Hi, Lori.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
Every single one of us, wherever you are in your journey right now, is exactly where you're meant to be right now. And you are enough.
And that goes perfectly with the mantra that was repeated during yoga today, which was, I am worthy.
There you go. Yep.
Yeah. They play well off of one another.
Yeah, because so many people struggle and they didn't hear that enough in their lives. So
yeah,
they need to hear it.
that's beautiful. Thank you for that.
You're
I'm sure
welcome.
everyone that's listening is grateful for that, because sometimes, even as an adult and even going through our journey, for myself anyway, I sometimes forget that I'm worthy and that I'm enough. So it's nice to be reminded.
It sure is, isn't it? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And if you don't have anyone around to remind you, it's nice to leave little notes for yourself around the house reminding you.
Oh yeah, I'm the queen of Post-it notes. I've got Post-it notes all over the place.
Yeah.
Of whatever I need to be reminded of, whether it's action steps for the day or my own little mantras to so that I can be my best. Because when you repeat I am statements to yourself, they're potent. So yeah.
Yes, I love my daily affirmations for that.
I love your daily affirmations for it too. I look for them, and then when they pop up for me at a particular time of day, I'm like, thank you, Cynthia. That's what I needed to hear at this moment.
You're welcome. This year I decided to take a different route and do different ones for each month. I did I ams, I'm doing I trust now, and for April, I believe I'm doing I choose.
Ooh, I like that. Yes.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I'll be starting to work on that right away. But I thought about doing themes for the month instead of just a variety of them. I thought I'd
that's
try
a great idea.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
Thank you. Well, thank you so much for joining me today.
You're welcome. Again, thank you for having me.
Oh, my pleasure. It's been lovely. It's been a quick 30 minutes.
It went by fast. We could talk about this stuff all night, couldn't we?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. So I want to thank you, and I want to thank everyone else for joining me. I know you could be anywhere. You chose to be here. I appreciate that, and I appreciate all of you. And although I didn't drink tea tonight, I want to give a shout out to Melissa from Hayward Eclectic, because she does provide me with all my tea, but I'm just on water tonight. So I'll put her link in the comments for anyone that may want to reach out and get tea. And Donna, I would like to invite you to leave your link in the comments so that people can reach out to you if they want to learn more about aesthetics, or if they want their Akashic record readings or anything like that.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'll leave my email in the.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And if
Perfect.
any of my viewers would like to be a guest on Tea with the Universe, I love to hear everyone's story. So please leave me a message in the comments, or send me an email at info@cynthia.services. And I think that's it. I always forget to say stuff, but I think I covered it all tonight.
I think you did. It's good. You gave them an action step, so that's good.
Perfect. Okay,
Yeah.
again, thank you. Thank you, everyone. Much love. Namaste. See you next time.
Bye, Cynthia. Thank you.
You're welcome.